This is an ethnic problem. President Babo really planted hatred, division, ethnicity in that part of Côte d'Ivoire. So there is a tendency for revenge, and that's what I'm trying to contain. I have sent several missions there. I have sent the judges there. I have invited the United Nations to go there, the Red Cross. I think everyone should realize that this is an area of Côte d'Ivoire where people have been manipulated because of ethnic grounds, and it will take time to cure. I'm working on this very hard, and making sure that there is no impunity will be the answer. But we have to have the facts first, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, let me just ask you also about those who, speaking of facts, there are an estimated almost 700,000 Ivorians who've left their homes because they're afraid of these ethnic clashes and being targeted because of their ethnicity. And they're too afraid to go home. So as the president of Ivory Coast, what do you tell them? Well,
I told them already when I sent a delegation there through my spokesperson that I am the Ivorian, I'm the president of all Ivorians, without distinction of race, religion, or region. And I'm working hard on that, and I think the composition of my government, the appointment I have made, all this shows that I want diversity in Côte d'Ivoire. Now, unfortunately, division has been planted in this country, hatred has been cultivated, and I think we should try to eliminate that. I will make the commitment that my term will be devoted to reconciliation. It is important for Ivorians to get back together as it was 20, 30 years ago.
But let me ask you, who then is giving the orders to some of these militia who back you politically? Who is giving them the orders to go ahead and target?
As I said, Madam, no one is giving them order. You see, some of these people who are attacking some others had their fields, their plantation, which had been taken by some others. Now they're going back to get their lands. So this is actually an economic issue based on tribal confrontation. And we should do everything to get the land question resolved in that part of Côte d'Ivoire, which is a very rich part. In fact, I was in Monrovia about 10 days ago to work with President Johnson Sirleaf to see how we can make a regional take regional measures to try to contain this. It's very difficult, I must confess that, but I have a will, I have a determination, and I am the president of all Ivorians. I ban discrimination among Ivorians and with any other people living in Côte d'Ivoire.
I'm going to ask you about a Committee to Protect Journalists report. It's asking Ivory Coast to quote, and I'm quoting the CPJ here, to end the persecution of journalists that they're saying, as they're giving as an example, Herman Aboa, an Ivorian TV presenter who is detained right now. It says still on his Facebook page that he's
Madam,
detained.
I am for the freedom of press. I came to the United States at age 20, I'm today 69. I was brought up in an environment of freedom and democracy. Let me tell you that Herman was one of the people of Mr. Babo daily on television trying to call people to kill others, Northerners and people from the center. He is being interrogated. He's not in prison. I think they discovered that he has arms, that he had militia, that he paid them through money given to him by President Babo. And I don't think a journalist should go to jail at all as any other person. But investigations have to go on. I want the rule of law for Côte d'Ivoire. If the police discover that he has done things which are contrary to the law, as any other citizen, he should be heard.
Finally, I've got to ask you about your rival, the former president of Ivory Coast, Laurent Gbagbo, and his spouse. Where are they now?
Well, Mr. Gbagbo is under house arrest in the northern part of the country. He is living in the presidential house in the north. And his wife is also getting similar accommodation also. I think it's important that the law applies to all. But I want him and his wife to be treated with dignity and consideration, because at some point he represented Côte d'Ivoire. When the judges have finished their job, even if he is condemned to go to prison, he will continue to be in a house, because it's important to honor the function of President of Côte d'Ivoire, even if you are judged as a criminal. But these are on issues of corruption, on trying to perpetrate a coup d'etat for the 5 months. We have more serious crimes, crimes against humanity, war crimes, which we have transferred to the International Criminal Court.
So would you hand over former President Gbagbo to the ICC?
Yes, I think if they find enough facts, which I have no doubt about, he should go to the International Criminal Court.
Okay, so if there is an indictment issued against him, then
yes,
your government would cooperate with the ICC?
Yes, very much so.
Thank you, President Ouattara. Thank you so much for being on CNN with us.
Thank you, Madam.